Okay, welcome to the first ever SWF podcast. Here we will talk about our roster, our power rankings, who we have coming up, who we have coming out next, and what's been going on. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start off by saying this is not the entire roster, or it actually might be. At this point, I think we are at 29. We have started at 15 of homegrown talent, and we've slowly expanded, especially within our SWF Tag Team Tournament Invitational, which our newcomers, Reckless Intent, have won the titles, the SWF World's All-Star titles, Tag Team titles. But let's get right into it as I get a little saucy. So, with our 29 and 28 ranking, we have Kareem and Yusuf Muhammad, the Halal guys. These guys are a tag team from New York City. You know, they made a splash in the tournament. They had a couple wins, 2 or 3. I think they had 3 wins. And they made it to the finals and they got eliminated, I think by Fox and Coda. But we hope to see more of them in the tag team competition. It's surprising to see Bobby Isaiah so low on the rankings, yet he has not had too many singles matches. He and Rob Schultz killed the Tag Team Tournament Invitational. They made it to the finals, and yet they were eliminated in the last matchup, the Triple Threat Tag Team Ladder match. Jacob Black, he of course was a member of the team with Jacob Steele. He came in with as his tag team partner in the tag team tournament and was unfortunately betrayed by Jacob Steele and left out high to dry while Jacob Steele joined Reckless Intent, helped them get those championships. Much to see about Jacob Black and see if he can bounce back from that treachery. Rob Schultz, we spoke about him. Teaming with Bobby Isaiah, team of Crazy Ice. They did great, and we hope to see more of them in tag team action. High flyer, young, cruiserweight. There's a lot coming from Rob Schultz and Bobby Isaiah, and we're excited for it. Kota Imura, a newcomer from the Tag Team Tournament Invitational again, partner of Fox Winters. He and Fox did great. They made it to the semifinals, yes, and Kota's looked great doing everything, really. He's surely a showmanship, and he's got a lot to prove and a lot to show off, and he's not afraid of anyone bigger or smaller than he. And he knows that Fox Winters has his back, and we'll see if they can keep up as a tag team. Ralston, one of our most popular wrestlers on our downloads, and a mysterious one in the roster. He was Kensei Akira, the owner's protege, or one of his proteges actually, other being Gabriel. Get to that. And ever since, you know, Kensei Akira has formed World, we've seen Ralston get a little bit of a downgrade, pushed to the backside, not really being in a spotlight too much, as Kensei Akira has some new toys to play with. In 2020, we hope to see Ralston emerge from that shadow and become his own. He's definitely menacing, definitely has a lot to offer, and he's definitely got the size. So coming in at around 6'4", 6'5", we hope to see some stuff from Ralston. Danny McFarlane, one of the first free agent signings outside of Alan Gowers. Danny McFarlane comes to us from Scotland, I believe, and he's done nothing but talk trash, win matches, and start and end rivalries. He was in the Tag Team Tournament Invitational with Don Rubix. They made it almost to the last match, but they were eliminated and had a second chance to enter that match, but lost to Nebula, champion, and Christopher Gates, a longtime rival of Danny McFarlane. As of late, Danny McFarlane has picked up a feud with his former tag team partner, Don Rubix, and he's looking for championship gold, and he's not going to care who's in his way. Don Rubix is a formidable opponent, and Danny McFarlane has a lot to offer in terms of competition at their next matchup, which will be in a Hell in a Cell at Road to Stardom 20. Odd Villain, leader and member of Los Mondongos. He's a witch doctor, he's a voodoo master, and he really doesn't give a fuck. We haven't seen too much from him on the winning side. They were in the tournament, they lost, I think, after the quarterfinals. They lost in the quarterfinals, I believe. And ever since then, we really haven't seen much of Odd Villain. Even before that, he was a little bit of in a sleeper state. We don't know if he was working on some other things outside of the SWF or whatnot. We can't comment, but we hope to see some more from the Voodoo Witch Doctor, Odd Villain. Christopher Gates, also a newcomer, probably one of the newest to the roster, but still a familiar face. A few months ago, he did have a dark match series with Danny McFarland to see who could get a contract with the SWF. Danny McFarland came out on top, and Christopher Gates got his second chance in the tournament when Nebula threw his partner Patera Dunn to the side after a disqualification loss and accepted Christopher Gates' tweet of friendship and partnership and got him a job in the SWF. We'll see how long that lasts, and we'll see how much momentum Christopher Gates can keep up in his comings. We've also heard that in his defense of his hero Nebula, he's gotten into some exchange of words on Twitter online with some of the Reckless Intent members. We look forward to see what that brings in the future. Franco, at number 19, another member of the roster who has joined us in the Tag Team Tournament Invitational, but only won a single match. He was shortly taken out by Franco Ricci of Reckless Intent. And we didn't know why at first, but then we realized that he had tag team aspirations. Franco Ricci had tag team aspirations with his Reckless Intent partner, not to be confused with this Franco. And as Ricci would say, there can only be room for one Franco. So these two gentlemen are going to have some problems down the line, we can already tell. And who's to say that Franco and won't get his just due in regards to what Reckless Intent has coming to them. But we wish them all the best and wish for competition. Number 18, the many times over-mentioned Jacob Steele, the madman, the psychopath. Jacob Steele entered our federation with a big set of boots, and he's made sure to use them. Franco, for one, number 19, has definitely felt those boots. He was taken care of after we saw Jacob Steele join Reckless Intent. This guy is on a rampage. He recently called out the Atlantic Fullgate champion, Doc Rivers, and not to our surprise, Doc Rivers answered. So we're expecting a matchup between Jacob Steele and our new champion, Doc Rivers, very soon. That's going to be a matchup for sure. And at 17, a surprisingly low number for our new champion, Doc Rivers, the super athlete, the former NBA, NFL, NHL, Canadian Football League, FIFA, MLS player. Doc Rivers has played every sport professionally. He has gone all over the world. He has traveled and seen it all. But he is here now with us in the SWF, and he is our Atlantic Fullgate champion. He defeated Alan Gowers for the RTR Light Heavyweight Championship. But as we were, as a federation, moving up and down the Atlantic coast, he and owner Kensei Akira felt it only right to incorporate that idea and that coverage that we are providing in terms of quality product and wrestling all up and down the east coast of America. So here is the Atlantic Fullgate champion, an open weight belt, no weight restrictions, no class restrictions, and currently Doc Rivers is accepting all challengers. We'll see who accepts that challenge outside of Jacob Steele if he can pass him. Santana, Odd Villain's partner and other member of Los Mondongos. Like I said before, they made it through the tournament, a couple wins, but were eliminated, I think, in the quarterfinals. Santana has seen a bit of a dark side. He didn't always feel this way when he used to come out rocking his Nikki Bella hat, but we don't speak about that too much often because he doesn't like that. So ever since he's paired up with Odd Villain, we've noticed some changes. And we're trying to monitor those closely because we care about this young man. But there's only so much we can do from afar, and we wish him the best and hope that those dark forces don't. Anyway, Jaden Shadow, one half of the SWF World's All-Star Tag Team Champions, leader of Reckless Intent, multi-time champion outside of our federation. We're very happy to have Jaden Shadow here in our federation. But at the same time, we do not welcome this type of deceit and treachery and violent malice intent outside of the ring. We've heard it up from the front office and top HR departments that there's a lot of eyes on Jaden Shadow and his operation. They're watching them. They don't want any trouble, and they only want good product, and Kensei Kira only wants that good money, we know. But everyone needs to be able to make it into the ring to make that money. Our tag team champions are a violent force and a vicious force, and we've heard they have many numbers. We hope to see good wrestling from them and Jaden Shadow. He says he has world championship aspirations as well, but Nebula says otherwise. Number 14, Fox Winters. Also side to mention, we have now entered our top 15 wrestlers of our roster. We started out at 15 2 years ago, and here we are now within the top 15 of our roster currently, topping it off with Jaden Shadow. And apologies. Fox Winters at number 14. Fox, our inaugural Tri-State Alliance champion back in 2018. We saw Fox Winters do the impossible. We saw Fox Winters fall. We've seen Fox Winters disappear, and we've seen Fox Winters now win in tag team competition. We believe he and Kota have a strong relationship and want to continue that further, but we have to see where things go. He has world aspiration, world championship aspirations. He has full gate Atlantic championship aspirations. Fox Winters is just a winner, and he wants it all. We'll see what he does soon in 2020. OG, he's joined the dark side. He's joined World, but we knew a much lighter side of him last year. He was our mentor. He was our trainer. He trained many of our new homegrown talents, but ever since something changed in him after one of his losses against Nebula. He figured he couldn't win with what he's doing. You do the same thing every day, that's insanity, and expect different results, that's insanity. He knew that. So what he had to do was change the game. He went to Kensei and Kira and said, hey, I need something. I need to do something different. He offered him a contract with World. Ever since then, he's been on a winning streak. They took the tag team tournament by storm and almost came out victorious right before they were eliminated in the semifinals. Simmons. There's not much to say about Simmons except he puts up the wins. He was a very heated rival of Fox Winters last year, and he hopes to take that momentum into the next year and do something great into Road to Stardom coming up at the end of this month. We think that Simmons is a favorite to win that Royal Rumble match. Gabriel, another favorite for the Road to Rumble at Road to Stardom at the end of the month. He has been a bit of a ghost lately with a lot of the newcomers coming in. He and Red took that tournament and tried to get past the quarterfinals, but couldn't do such. Gabriel's an excellent one-on-one competitor, and he hopes to challenge Doc Rivers soon for that full gate championship. Patera Dunn, Neb's ex-partner, the Youngblood, our youngest member of the roster. Nebula took a chance and had picked Patera as his tag team partner, but once they picked up their second loss in a disqualifying rookie mistake Patera Dunn did by being in the ring for too long when he was not the legal man, Nebula and Patera Dunn were eliminated almost before he moved on and was eliminated afterwards, and then at it again and losing. Anyway, Patera Dunn has felt horribly, and we've seen him on social media repenting for that action. Not to say he isn't at the top 10, and he understands his mistakes, and he's learning every day and training even harder. So with that, we know that Patera Dunn has ranked up and is definitely a stronger competitor than he was before. We hope to see less mistakes from Patera Dunn. Red, Gabriel's partner in the tournament, ex-Tri-State Alliance champion, S-class wrestler, S-class submissionist, S-class performer. We are wondering why Red has not been in the top 5. We hope to see some more from him this year after that losing streak he faced in the end of 2019. He was our second champion after Fox, and he is a 2-time Tri-State Alliance champion. Let's see if he can get that gold back. Excuse me a second. These reckless intent members get me a little riled up.